whenever there was a crisis or a significant war or change, there was a structural change in the world.
It could very well end up being a very good deal.
With high living costs, tough hiring, and a slowing economy, more South Koreans in their 20s and 30s are taking on multiple jobs just to make ends meet.
Fuel prices have been increased once again, marking the fourth hike in the last 2 weeks.
Businesses are growing slower. Expenses are rising faster. Something is changing economically, and suddenly countries across the globe are becoming nervous because there is one economic condition that government hates: market fear, and ordinary people understand it too late. A situation where prices rise, growth slows, jobs become uncertain, and common people slowly feel squeezed. And here is the shocking part. Most Indians have never heard about this one economic condition. But if it grows globally, it affects your salary, savings, it affects your job, it affects businesses, investments, EMI, and your financial stability. And the one word economics are discussing is about stagflation. We are not saying that India is collapsing. We are not saying emergency. But India is entering in one of its most important economic phases where it is utmost important for ordinary people to understand. Because smart people prepare themselves way too early. In today's video, we are going to tell you what exactly is happening globally, why oil is the center of everything, is India in danger, has India faced this before, and most importantly, what you as a common people should do right now. Because economic cycles don't destroy wealth, they transfer wealth. And people who understand this way before are the ones who usually survive more than the people who completely ignore it. So let us begin. Namaste friends, I'm Rohini and you're watching the knowledge series of fincash.com. Normally when economics slows down, prices also cool down. And when economic grows strongly, prices may rise because demand increases. But stagflation is dangerous because three things are happening together. Price rise, economic growth slows, and jobs become uncertain. Imagine this, that you're preparing more for petrol, groceries, transport, electricity, rent, but at the same time, your salary growth slows, business struggle, employment rate reduces, and economic weakens. This is called stagflation, and this is why economics fear it. Because normally government know how to fight over inflation or slow growth. But when both of it happens together, things become extremely difficult to handle or solve. For example, if the government raises interest rate to control inflation, then businesses slow further. And if they stimulate growth by injecting money, inflation can rise even more. So the policy makers get trapped, and it is the common man who feels squeezed between all of it. This is why the 1970s global oil crisis became one of the most famous stagflation period in the history. Oil prices exploded, inflation surged globally, growth slowed, and economics struggled for years. Now the big question is, why the world is again discussing about stagflation in 2026? And the answer begins with one thing: oil. Most people think that oil only affects petrol or diesel. It's completely wrong. Oil almost affects everything. Your transport, food, delivery, flight, factories, plastic, agriculture, packaging, electricity, logistics. When oil prices rises sharply, slowly the cost of almost everything starts increasing. And here is India's biggest challenge. India imports nearly 85 to 90% of its crude oil, which means that if global price rises, India feels the pressure immediately. Now in 2026, the world is facing major geopolitical tension in West Asia, and one place has become extremely important: the Strait of Hormuz. This tiny route handles a massive portion of global oil movement. If disruption happens there, global oil prices can surge very quickly, and that is exactly what makers are worried about. Now think about this carefully. If India buys more expensive oil, India needs more dollar, which puts pressure on the rupee. And when rupee weakens, imports become even more expensive. So now India faces double pressure. One is expensive oil and other one is weaker currency. This can slowly increase inflation across the economy, and this is what is causing the real pressure. India is not officially in this stagflation today. Let's be clear on that. India still remains one of the fastest growing economics in the world. India has several strengths: a strong domestic consumption, a massive young population, growing digital economy, infrastructure spending, strong services sector, startup ecosystem, and relatively resilient banking system. And this is why India is still growing compared to the major economics in the world. But that does not mean that India is completely safe, because right now India is facing what economics called as the stagflation pressure risk. This means that inflation pressure is rising, oil pressure is rising, rupee pressure is rising, global uncertainty is increasing. The real danger comes if these pressure continue for a long time, especially if oil stays above $100 for many months. Global war expands, exports weaken, and global demand slows. Then growth can slow while inflation stays high. And that is where stagflation fear begins. So the current situation is that India is not in economic collapse. India is not in 1991 crisis mode. India is not in emergency. But India is in serious external economic stress. And this is where smart people prepare themselves before the problem becomes obvious. Now, many people think that India has not faced a situation like stagflation before, but that is not true. India came close to such situation during 1970s oil crisis. At that time, global oil prices exploded, inflation surged, growth weakened, and India faced several economic stress. Remember, India back then was far more weaker economically. Forex reserves were weak, industry were weaker. India was highly vulnerable. Then again during the early 90s, India faced a major balance of payment crisis. India foreign reserves became so weak that the country had to pledge gold. And that crisis eventually triggered the economic liberation reforms of 1991. But here is the key difference. India today is much stronger than before. Today, India has large forex reserves, strong infrastructure, stronger service exports, better banking system, better technology, and more diversified global partnership. And this is why most economics do not expect a collapse-like scenario, but they are warning about prolonged pressure. And prolonged pressure changes the behavior. Consumers spend less, business become cautious, hiring slows, people become financially stressed, and that slowly affects the entire economy. Let us understand that how certain economic extremes like stagflation affects common people, because it all boils down to the common people who suffers the most. First petrol and then transport becomes expensive. Then the delivery cost rises, the food prices slowly increases, restaurants increase price, grocery becomes expensive, electricity pressure rises. Then businesses start becoming cautious, employment slows down, salary increments reduces, investment slows, and suddenly people start saying, or rather they start feeling that everything around them is becoming expensive. And this is why awareness matters. It matters the most because during difficult economic periods, people who stay financially disciplined survive far better. So the important question is, what should common people do? How should they stay prepared? Number 1, reduce unnecessary debt. High EMIs become dangerous during uncertain times. Number 2, build emergency savings. You need to have at least 6 to 12 months of expenses if possible. Number 3, upskill consistently. In difficult economics, average skill suffers, valuable skills survive. AI, digital skills, communication, sales, content, business skills, these become extremely important. Number 4, avoid lifestyle inflation. Very important. Many people increase expenses rapidly when income rises, but uncertain economics punish fixed expensive lifestyle. Number 5, diversify your income. One economic sources often becomes very risky. You need to have 2 to 3 streams of income. Freelancing, consulting, digital work, side businesses. teachings, content creation, even small secondary income helps. And finally, protect your mental and physical health. Economic stress creates mental and emotional pressure, anxiety, burnout, fear. So discipline becomes extremely important because during economic uncertainty, resilience becomes more valuable than aggression. We want to again say that India is not collapsing. It is not an official stagflation, but multiple economists, market analysts, and even government-linked reports are warning that India faces rising external risk from oil prices, inflation pressure, rupee weakens, and geopolitical uncertainty. And if high oil prices remain for a prolonged period, growth can slow while inflation pressure stays elevated. The exact kind of environment global economics increasingly describe as stagflation risk. Today, if we look at it, then India's biggest economic challenge remains is due to energy imports. This is why India is aggressively pushing solar, EVs, ethanol, local manufacturing, infrastructure, and energy diversification. Because the less dependent India becomes on imported oil, the stronger India becomes economically. And that is why this next decade becomes one of the most important economic transition period in the modern Indian history. Countries that adapt faster emerge stronger. Countries that remain dependent may struggle. And the truth is, most people react after the economic pressure becomes obvious. Smart and smarter people prepare before it becomes obvious. The real lesson here is not to fear, it is awareness. Because in coming years, financial intelligence is as important as professional intelligence is. If you have found this video valuable, then please do like, share, comment, and refer to someone who wants to understand the global economic and current trends. Because not many people have heard about the word stagflation. And more importantly, it is your money, use it wisely, invest it with awareness, and save for your future better.